match.
We're matched.
Twinsies or triplets. Anyways, so we're at the Warehouse Gym and we're starting an expansion off of our Ask the Boss series. This is Ask the Boss series Celebrity Edition. And Dana Linn Bailey is our celebrity today. Welcome, Dana, to the Maury Povich Show.
We like our chairs.
These are beautiful chairs. Look at these.
They came with the gym.
This is what happens when you go to a celebrity's place. You get these nice, herpes-filled chairs.
There's probably so much weird
Yes.
stuff on it.
I feel like I need to go get a shot or something after this.
So, yeah.
All right, so Meaty Thighs has been collecting questions. That's him. You didn't know that was his nickname? Yeah, he's Meaty Thighs. All right, Meaty Thighs has the questions. I told him not to tell me too, because I didn't want to be prepared with this. So I really don't know what's coming.
Double surprise.
But I don't know. Well, why don't we just jump into it?
We'll go right into it. I want to start. How was the workout?
It was
you
good.
trained for freaking effort.
Yeah.
I do want to say I did learn something today. If you don't do 5 sets, it doesn't count.
Doesn't count.
And 2-rep sets are the best. So hashtag 5 sets, 2 reps.
Yeah.
That's the only way to make gains.
The only, well, in your biceps
So
only.
how's that work? What's that mean?
He was only doing 2
If you
reps.
watch the video, you'll find out.
Alright, well, I'll watch that video.
Video coming soon.
So it's good?
Yeah, it was good.
No, I like
It was about
I like
a 4-hour and 23-minute workout. It was epic.
I mean, yeah. Our warm-up itself is probably like, I mean, 40.
I thought I trained with a lot of volume, but we trained with a lot of volume today. It's good. I got a sick pump.
Yeah.
So that's all that matters.
Yes.
All right, jump into
All right, first question. Let's do it. All right, both you, Dana, and you, Doug, have experienced success at both the highest levels of bodybuilding and now business. How much did your experience in high-level competition and business will help you in entrepreneurship? Were there specific traits that carried over from bodybuilding?
This is a deep, but you had Paul's deep.
That's the first.
Yeah.
That's very.
I want to get into fitness, but I also want to get into business. So.
Well, what I think most athletes don't take advantage of, not just bodybuilders, any kind of athletes, whether you do CrossFit and you have a game or you have a competition, you have a show getting up, it's about capturing everything beforehand. When I first started in this whole preparing for shows, even in figure and physique, people used to like not show their body like weeks out. Like it was like this secret unveiling of the body, and no one talked about how like depressing it is, how lonely it is, how hard it is, and like most of the time, like I'd wake up crying. My workouts, I'd be crying in tears, and no one showed that. It was always like how excited you are, you're gonna fucking win it. It was just all of this positivity, and I showed almost like the complete opposite. And I took you through like my entire prep, which I even put out books. I wrote like my entire workout, every single workout I've ever done for the Olympia, for the Arnold, and I put it out there because it's all about giving back and giving information back to people. And then doing obviously the YouTube videos. So before even Flag Your Fail started, like I was competing and we used the stage, and it wasn't, like I wasn't really trying to get anything much out of it. Like I wanted to be a pro because I thought things would happen. But we used the stage and we used YouTube to build our business. And that's how they kind of went together. So like I built myself up here, which also came back to our business.
But I see when you're leading up to a show, it's that grind. It's the crying every day.
Yeah.
And you do that.
People relate
I
to
suspect,
that.
not in the same sense crying every day, but like the grind of the business. Like we were talking earlier about like how 8 years ago you had no money and you really didn't know what you were doing, and it was kind of like that tenacity of like getting ready for a show. It sucks, but like you're gonna do it. You're gonna do it. Like it's the same thing in business, and I think that's the trait. That's I know for me, it's that grind. It's that I'm never giving up. Nothing's gonna stop me. I mean, you have that mentality getting ready for a show, and you kind of have to have that mentality in business, or you're not gonna really make it. So it's like, at least for me, it's that kind of that grind. I mean, you get uncomfortable. You get uncomfortable when you're competing. You feel like death. it's not fun, but you're doing it because it's kind of your passion and you want to do it. And so like for me, I know that what I did for this competition stage is the same thing that we're doing now for business.
Everything's uncomfortable. We did the whole like no sleep. Like there were many days where like we, for about 2 years of our life, we slept in a warehouse. We didn't go home. We slept for 2 years in a warehouse. I prepped my first Olympia out of a warehouse. So we didn't have heat in that. It's like a 40,000 square foot building. Like we have heat and air conditioning now with our employees, but when we lived there, like it was very cold and it was very hot, and we threw it like just like I throw myself all at getting ready for a show. We throw all of ourselves at our business. Like we live and breathe it. So like living in a warehouse really.
When we talked earlier in our regular Ask the Boss about what's a suggestion for entrepreneurship, and I think that answer is okay. You throw yourself in.
You have to be all in it. There's no 9 to 5. You don't clock in, clock out. It's 24 hours a day. That's like all you think about most of the time.
And it has to be something you're absolutely 100% passionate about.
Yeah.
Because you will never be as successful as you could be if you're doing something that you're not really passionate about. Like we talked earlier about, your real passion is the clothing line. Like that's your baby.
Yeah.
My real passion is supplements, and like we both started it for a certain reason. And like without that passion, it's hard to have that same drive. So it's like for the entrepreneurs out there, it's like find the thing you're passionate about and go all in.
Yeah, so let's go to the next question, because it kind of leads that way. So both of you guys have multiple different types of businesses, but if you could focus on one business and be the best at that, what would you choose and why?
Flag or Fail, which again, that's what we were talking about. When Flag or Fail is our baby, that's what we started it. That's like what we're passionate about the most. And then like we started the supplement line, and like not that we're not passionate about it, but like I don't know, it's just not our number one thing. It's like I don't want to push supplements on people. They do help. They are beneficial, but I feel like we lost focus on our baby, which is Flag or Fail. And then the gym started, and like he does music and bodybuilding, so we have like all these things. So right now we're trying, like we started bringing on athletes for REL, so like we don't have to do everything. We don't need to do all the content. It doesn't have to be just pictures of us. So we're trying to like make that a little bit more of a brand that it can carry itself, so we can focus more on Flag or Fail.
So there's a book that people have heard me talk about this before. There's a book called Good to Great. It's by Jim Collins, and it talks about this concept of the hedgehog concept. And the hedgehog concept is something that you're extremely passionate about, you can make money at, and you can be the best in the world. So like it sounds like the clothing line is like your baby, your hedgehog. I know for me it's supplements. Like that was the thing. I started with my own money, $10,000 investment, literally 12 years ago. Built it from ground up. I was not happy with what was on the market, and that's my baby. And one of the things that we struggle with now, and it's interesting to talk to you, is that we have the stores too, which is kind of a branch off of that. There's been some talk of potentially doing a gym, because we're passionate about that as kind of a hobby on the side. I think it's interesting because my biggest concern with doing that is I don't want my guys, our team, to lose focus on our main baby, our hedgehog concept, which is putting out the best quality supplements, the no fillers, the efficacious doses, proper science behind our products. And so it's like, it's a balance. It's like you want to do these
cool things. You want to do everything,
but at the same time, it's like you can't lose focus on that first thing that got you to where you were. So.
Yeah, it seems to be whatever you first were driven to. Like when we started, with no money, and that was our first passion, was the clothing.
So let me ask you, not to hijack the questions, so what's next for you guys? I mean, so you have all the clothing, you have the supplements, the gym, the music. I mean, what's next? Are you gonna go back to the roots of the clothing and really focus on that?
Right now, we're actually just diversifying. We're coming back, we're making better quality stuff, really focusing on different cuts and different fabrics, and diversifying the brand, because everyone knows us for fitness. But what people didn't realize is like it's not actually a fitness brand. It's just a lifestyle brand. So we're building it like a lifestyle. Pretty much everything that we like to do, we're making it so that Wagner Fail gives you that option that you can do whatever you like to do. So we love adventure. We love being outside. So we're kind of getting into more of like an adventure line. So we'll have like our fitness apparel. We'll have our lifestyle, like streetwear, and then we have our adventure. So we started, our first step was doing a water pack, like a hiking bag with a water reservoir. We came out with hammock, which did really well. We have a water bag coming out. We're going to do like flannels and thermals and stuff that you would wear hiking. So we're now just diversifying ourselves. Now that we're focusing back on that.
But it all comes back to that, your baby.
Back to the baby.
Yeah, right on. I get it.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. What do you see as the best and worst parts of the fitness and supplement industries? What is one thing you would change if you could?
Like fitness and supplements together as a whole.
That's how the question asked, but the fitness industry kind of...
Take it as fitness because I
False claims in general for both fitness and supplements,
Yep.
which we try to not do, obviously. But I think the false claims with, like, people don't believe I'm natty, and that's because there are false claims of people that aren't natty saying they are.
Well, like if so, like you look at some of the muscular development effects or something
And
like
then
that.
you're like, take these pills and you'll look like this.
Right, and
Like,
you have
what the heck?
these guys that are taking so much stuff. So it's like taking a supplement on top of what they're taking is like bringing a knife to a gunfight,
Yeah,
right? Like
exactly.
you're not even gonna notice it. So it's like,
it's just there.
how can you take the advice from somebody who is on so many chemicals that say that this protein shake or this fat burner is what got
It's
shredded?
working, yeah.
Yeah. So I mean that's
It's more or less the false claims.
you know, and the thing is, I think the consumers now are getting more educated, and
Yeah.
they're like, come on, man, that's not really right. But I mean, like, there are younger kids who, like, I meet all the time that don't even realize the difference between being natural and being enhanced. And so, like, they see that magazine, they're gonna go buy that pill.
Yeah,
And it is kind of messed up.
They believe
Yeah.
what you read because you think in magazines, even like what you see online and in the news and in the paper, you think what people are telling you has to be true. So you believe them, and a lot of times you're just like, oh, I guess it doesn't work for me.
Yeah, I mean, and specifically for the supplement industry, I know, and one of the reasons why I started Core, and you know, we were talking earlier, we actually share manufacturing in common, and we were talking about how important the quality is, and
Yeah.
you know, like being produced in an NSF CGMP certified facility, you see a lot of these fly-by-night brands that come up with these crazy, you know, products that are literally like mixed in a bathtub and bottled at home. Like, how is that safe? And they're just selling them because the industry is not really regulated and people don't have ethics. They just want to make money, you know, so they're selling oral steroids as supplements or something like that. You know, that's a real issue in the industry. And so for somebody who is doing the right things, playing by the rules, it's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
You know, so like, I know for the supplement industry, that's something that, you know, always bothers me.
That's one of the reasons why, like, even though it's not like we don't put as much attention, but that's why we came out. Our Onward was our first thing because it was a product that didn't exist and we wanted to make something that never existed exist. And then we found how easy it was. It's like, okay, so now we have a manufacturer that can help us. Like, I don't know what exactly is in this pre-workout that I'm taking. I don't know exactly what's in that. Like, but now, like, being able to say, like, I want this and this and this and make sure it's right, we have the ability to do that. Now I feel safe and, like, I have faith in my own products. And that's what we do. We don't do any, like, black market stuff. It's very safe. And, like, if I'm taking it, or if I don't want to take something, I'm not going to tell you to take it because it's wrong. It's wrong.
Let me jump in because you actually mentioned it, and this is a big thing that, like, my nickname is Drug Miller.
Mine's D-Ball Linn.
There you go.
D-Ball Linn Bailey.
So, and make sure that the title on this is Drug Secrets Revealed Dana Linn Bailey and Drug Miller. Okay?
D-Ball Linn Bailey.
Yeah. So, how have you dealt with that? Like, if you're an actual athlete and people are claiming, saying all these things. How have you dealt with it? I mean, I know how I've dealt with it, and
I went through a variety of ways. So at first I was very angry, like a couple years ago. It would piss me off because you're taking something that I've put every part of my body, like I train really hard, I eat well all year round, and you're just taking it away and just saying it's drugs. It's like all my hard work, you're just saying it's drugs. So it offended me. Like you're telling me I'm not working hard, you're just, oh, she just takes this. So that, it's like but now I see it, it's like, okay, well, I'm obviously doing something right. So like, go ahead, claim whatever.
I think that's the way you got it.
Yeah, like, I'm obviously doing something right, because I know in my head that I'm not.
Yeah.
So, cool.
And
I'm doing something right.
At first, I know I was very defensive.
Very.
I was like, what the fuck? I was like, I don't take it, like,
You're
I'll prove it.
all
I'll
of my hard work that I've done away, just to say that.
like I've posted, people kind of joke, like after my last competitions, I posted all the drug test results and all this stuff. And then I was like, after I posted, I kind of just did it to just piss people off, to be honest with you. But like, after I did it, I'm thinking like, what was the point of that? No matter what I post, there's like, growth hormone, they can't test for growth hormone. You need a hair follicle test or a blood test.
I actually took a blood test. You know what my testosterone levels are? 27. That's it.
You need to up the dose, bro.
Core out.
I thought they were
Core out.
I know. It's only 27. They said like average girls between 30 and 40. I'm below average.
Up the dose, man.
27. Well, I'll post that shit, but it's not going to be real.
No.
I'll alter the documents.
Yeah, right.
Alright, let's rock and roll. Rock and roll. Alright, so we got this in a Ask the Boss episode not too long ago, so we love this question. Do you have a specific goal in mind as far as growth in business where you feel like you've made it, whether that's net worth or revenue or a certain goal in mind? Where you feel like you just...
This might be weird because it goes against all business, because every business always wants to grow. And the first, like when we started Flagner Fail, every month we were growing by 20%. We're like, holy shit. 2 years ago, we actually capped it. Like, what? We capped sales? Like, who does that? But the whole point of Flagner Fail, we always wanted to be like, sort of like an indie. Like, we didn't want to just be like this humongous, like, brand.
Yeah.
So instead, we could make more shirts. Like, we have a lot of presses, and we could just make more shirts and sell more shirts and make more money, but we keep it limited so that it still gives that specialness to it. So things still sell out. Like, certain shirts will make a little, like, a couple more than normal, but we used to do, like, under 100 of everything. We don't do under 100 of everything anymore. But there's still, like, if you actually, on release night, it's exciting. It's like this mad fury. Things sell out within 3 minutes. So if you snag that one thing and you actually get it, it's like, hell yeah. I'm like, yeah, it makes it a little more special. So it's not necessarily that we want to grow in sales or anything. Like, sales are great. We like it where it's at. It's just now just focusing on different avenues.
So,
getting more people.
Do you feel like you've made it? Whatever that may be, do you feel like you've made it?
I guess so. I walk into Walmart and people know who I am sometimes. Or Target, I get my picture taken at Target. I don't know. I don't know what
I know that's a tough question. That's why we thought it was such a good question.
definition of made it is.
Well, that's for you to answer.
If I train with The Rock, then I've made it. So The Rock, hit me up, please.
There you go.
then I've made it.
Invite him to the Warhouse. There's your invitation,
The
Rock.
Rock, you
Yeah.
invited, then that means I've made
You
it.
tear it up in here.
Yeah.
I feel like you would like it.
I'll come back for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
That would be awesome. So The
Take it from
Rock,
a shoulder
if you're
workout.
listening, just come on down. And then I
So I guess you kind of answered it last time, but do you want to touch on it?
Yeah, I mean, my answer was like just a straight up answer, like, can money buy happiness as part of this?
So that was the second part.
And the easy answer is no, right? Like, you can't. But, I think there's a certain thing that, like, money for a lot of people is a big source of stress.
Oh, it's
So like, in the relationships and just everything. And so I think once you've met your basic needs, a house, a car, saving some money, you don't have to be rich, And once you reach that level, I think if you're in poverty, I think money can buy a little happiness. But once you reach like sustainability, you feel good, like you're in a good place. I think beyond that, there's no amount of getting another car, but it's not gonna buy happiness.
No.
I think the biggest thing that I've learned, the most valuable asset or the biggest piece of equity is time. I don't have that much time now. So getting free time to do what I want to do with my family or whatnot, that's the most valuable thing. Like, my time is worth so much to me personally at this point. Like, you couldn't pay me enough money to give up certain time with my wife and my kids because it's limited given everything else that's going on. So, it can buy happiness to a point.
To a point.
But after that, it's not.
I always say it's like super, but some of the best times in at least Rob and I's life is before we were married. We were living in Aaron's old apartment. Aaron works with us now, but he had I called it the Fight Club house. It was just so run down and we made our dining room table out of old tires and plywood and ate Eggo waffles, and we just had, that was the best times of our life because we had so much time, so we got to hang out together. We actually ended up and we're working together too at a restaurant, to do things, we didn't have any money, we'd walk down to the park and shoot basketball, and knowing that if we lost everything, we could go back to that and still be happy. And I think happiness, as corny as it is, but happiness is way better than money.
It's cool. Good backstory.
Yeah, just so you know.
Yeah. All right.
I don't need fancy things.
All right, love it. Let's keep moving. 2 more. It's often said that failure teaches success. Do either of you have an experience or a few experiences of failure that help motivate you for greater success?
We talked a little bit about this. Flagler Fail started from a very huge failure. So Rob and I, we both, after college, got full-time jobs. I was a teacher, he worked at QVC, and I had started competing and started getting into the whole fitness scene, and I wanted to pursue something in fitness. I didn't know what, I could just say fitness model, I wanted to be in magazines and all this. And he wanted to work for himself, and he wasn't even thinking of the clothing line yet, but we both had these jobs. We found this other outlet business-wise that we pursued, and for a year we got super taken advantage of, left us with no money whatsoever, and that's actually where Flagler Fail started from. It was actually probably we never went to business school, we know nothing about business. It's all through things that we've learned along the way, and it was actually from all the mistakes that we've done along the way, we're not going to do that, we're not going to do that, and it was all from this prior business venture that we went into that actually started Flagler Fail. So Flagler Fail, the whole meaning behind it is a no surrender, no failure. So even though we failed very, very badly, we were at a point where we were going to lose our house, we couldn't make car payments, we had nothing, eating ramen noodles, and I'm still trying to compete somehow with this. And instead of just laying on her back and surrendering, he probably could have just went back to QVC, they would have took him. He decided no, I want to go for my passion, which working for myself, I want this clothing line. So we started with $400, we bought a press, and he spent pretty much a year in our garage printing shirts, and after school I'd come back and help him, and it was about 8 months where there was no real communication, we didn't really have a relationship, but it pretty much all started from failure. And instead of laying over and just letting it, that sucks.
What was the moment that you realized you guys had something special with Flagler Fail? Or was there a moment? Or was it just steady growth, you started to grow, more people were buying your shirts, more people were wearing your shirts? Or was there an Oprah moment? You know what I mean?
Well, it was honestly, it was the first month. So we put up, what people don't realize and why it took so long for people to get the shirts the first time is we didn't even have the shirts in our hand, but we were selling them so we could get money, and shirts so tight, so long, but they sold, and then we like put more up, sold, and then the next month, like we grew, like.
Was it from YouTube?
Yes.
Is it from,
It was,
like,
I put all our money on just putting ourselves, like without social media, like no one would know who I was. Like you go to competitions, like you look around at the people, like it's just moms and dads and stuff, like no one's watching them. Like, so it has everything to do with just putting ourselves out there. As soon as like Facebook started, like we hopped on that. We started YouTube as soon as YouTube started out, and just put ourselves out there. And we didn't do what everyone else did. Like girls didn't train really heavy. They would wear like little booty shorts, do like stiff-legged dads wearing like thongs and stuff. Like the typical like
nothing wrong with
fitness
that.
girl. Like, I don't know. You didn't see them
Such a hater.
100-pound dumbbell chest press or benching heavy, and you didn't see girls and guys training together. And I think we were, not that we were the only ones doing that, but we were generally like the first people that were like a guy and a girl training super heavy. I'm actually wearing clothes and just looking like a weird little tomboy. Yeah, I guess. Short black hair, I don't know. So we were just original, I guess, and everything had to do with social media.
My failure was way more boring than that. So I did corporate litigation. What?
Don't bore us too much.
I did economic litigation consulting for 12 years.
Oh gosh.
Yeah. And so I started building the businesses on the side. I took the safe route. Like I was, still had the golden handcuffs from the corporate world, but on the side, that's where I was like working 50 hours doing the corporate world and then working another 50 hours doing the businesses on the side. My aha moment, or we didn't really experience the growth until I left that job. Until finally I was like, enough's enough. I can't do both of these. I got to go all in. And so that was the moment for me. But my failure was actually in the corporate world. Coming out of school, like I did really well in school. I was a nerd, and so like I got my job, and it was a really good job, and I just kind of floated through, did like the 9 to 5, bare minimum, and I was just like, I was taking a break after school, working so hard, and I was just like, and my first review from I'll never forget it. My first review from the partner at the firm was just like, you're underperforming. You're this, and this, and this. And for somebody who has overachieved his whole life, like I'm just a hard worker. I'm not the smartest person in the world. I don't have the best genetics in the world. My best trait is the hard work. And like for somebody to tell me that I was basically slacking, that was like I'll never forget it. Like I was like literally like almost in tears. Like, I'm not gonna go that soft on you, but like, I was pretty close. I was like, this is like the worst moment ever. It was like the aha moment. From that day on, I was like, this is bullshit. Like I never wanted to feel like I wasn't doing my part into whatever I was doing.
Yeah.
And so like, and I see it in some of like, that's what we try to instill in our employees. It's just like, and like, you're not gonna be with us long if you just wanna get by and work the 9 to 5. Like we're really demanding, but I think, it's for their own good. It's just like, we try to instill in them the hard work aspect of it. And the people that don't get that, they fail, they continue to fail. So having that talk, that was a life changer for me. So it wasn't like a big, like, I was never like living on ramen noodles or anything like that. It was different for me, but that was the big moment. That was the aha moment for me, and that hurt. Like that was like, that sucked.
Yeah.
It really sucked. And so everyone has that moment, and I'll never forget it. So.
I got one more question in here, but I'm going to curveball this. Talk about social media. You talked a lot about that just now. So for both of you, and primarily for you, you've thrown yourself out there. For how many years has Thunder Phil been driving it? Or when was it started?
5 years. I think
So
we
before
started
that, you
maybe
were
6 years.
YouTube. Probably before that, so it's maybe like 7.
YouTube, probably. We've been doing YouTube the last 9-10 years.
So social media has truly grown you and your brand.
Yeah, like shoot me. And like I understand, like and people watch it, and that's how you get like a following. But it's so
Yeah, let's talk about the goats.
Yeah, let's talk about the goats.
They're starting a new farm. The next business is going to be Flaglerville Farm.
Yeah, we already got that.
Yeah.
We already got that. We got chickens, turkeys, goats. We had ducks, but they flew away.
Baby bird.
Baby bird, you're welcome to join. You have to go in the chicken coop, though.
Mother Dana could probably
Mother Dana,
should mother into an eagle finally.
All right, is that it?
All right, that was a cool curveball, but this is the last question.
How we doing on time? We got to burn through this day, baby? Keep rolling? All right, we're rolling. One more.
The most successful individuals almost always have a mentor, someone to assist them and guide their way. Have you both had a mentor that's played a role for you? If so, who?
Mine's so corny.
It's not corny. If it's your mentor, it's important.
Mentor, it's Rob, honestly. Without him, like, I probably would have never got on stage. I wouldn't be doing, like, videos. Like, he's the one that has, like, kind of pushed me, like, no, like, you're special. You do cool things. Like, we're going to capture that. You're going to go somewhere. You're going to be. We went and, like, listed all the things we wanted to achieve. We wrote, like, all of our goals. So, like, I wanted to be a pro. And this was back when I was still competing in figure. I wanted to be a pro figure girl, and I wanted to get to the Olympia stage. I didn't even write down that I wanted to win it, because I didn't think that was fathomable. So I wanted to own my own gym, and a couple other, like I wanted to be on the cover of a magazine.
What's on that list that you haven't achieved?
Nothing. That's where I'm struggling right now.
So I think you need to make a new list.
We do. So, but like, how do you go? Like we accomplished all of our goals. Like, we want to have his own clothing line and produce music, and like we accomplished all of our goals within 2 years.
So who's Rob's mentor? Does he have one?
He has people that he looks up to for different things. I don't want to list his because I don't want to get him wrong.
Yeah.
But like he looks at this photographer for this reason, this videographer for this reason. But like I've never had like a person that I like was like in awe of them. Like if anyone I'm in awe of is him. Is just his passion, his drive, his passion to get better and always improve. So it's most of my traits and all of my positive traits have come from him, and that goes vice versa. His positive traits have also come from me. We're a good balance. Like there's some bad things about him, but like and there's bad things about me, but we both know how to fix each other and how to work together. So
That's awesome.
I don't think I'm his mentor, that's for sure. But he is.
I honestly,
I'm more of a muse. I'm his muse.
there you go. Maybe that's what he needs.
I'm his muse.
There you go.
And he's my mentor.
I don't think I have a mentor. Maybe that's my problem. Like there's a lot of people, like you said, that Rob, like I look to certain people.
Yeah,
but like I don't necessarily like well, like
I
communicate.
don't think he has like a single person.
Yeah, like
I
I don't think I necessarily communicate directly with certain people, like, and they're giving me business sage advice, right, to help me. Like I don't have that. I think it's kind of like maybe I need that. So if anyone has a mentor for me, that'd be awesome.
Honestly.
How about Rob? Can Rob be my mentor?
Can I just tell you, we do everything wrong. Everything we've done in business is not what you're supposed to do, and it works for us. So maybe you just have to do everything wrong, and it will work.
Right on.
Yeah.
Doug can't do that.
I'm getting anxiety already. Okay.
So like
There's no specific mentor. There's certainly people in the industry, not in the industry, that like I'll follow, that I look up to. Like I think they're doing it the right way. Like what they're doing is something special. I mean, not to be corny, like you guys, what you were doing, like that's why I follow you. I think it's really cool, and like all the stuff you're doing. I'm really just making that up for the video. No, but seriously, like and there's a small number of people that I'll follow because what they're doing is really cool and it's different, and really they're inspiring a lot of other people. Mm-hmm. And so I feel like we're doing that to some extent, but I feel like we've still so much more to do. We're just in the baby bird phase.
We're all just baby birds.
So we just want to grow up and eat it. Everyone's gonna be like, baby bird.
Yeah, you're gonna have to show your face or something.
Yeah. He'll go like this at the end, right? All right, so I think that's it.
That's it, man.
Dana, thank you very much. It's been awesome. Thank you for the workout.
You're welcome.
Thank you for the time and the interview. Thank you for the shirt. Meaty, you got a thought about it.
Yeah.
All right. Till next time, guys. Appreciate you watching. Keep crushing it. There it is.